Radio, Rahim with the ever stylish Malik Scott. You know, we're at a YouTuber event. Obviously, this is Misfits, KSI, and FAZE Temper. But this thing is getting serious, man. Like, this, you got real trainers pulling up to train guys for this main event. How did you get involved with this influencer boxing?
I got involved because Temper was getting trained by someone, and the last, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks, he wanted to make a change. Things happened in boxing. His people reached out to me. I decided to do a session with him, see how our chemistry was. Our chemistry was through the roof. I've been working with the kid for about 2-3 weeks now, maybe, if that. Been drilling him, been putting him through reps and working him out. He's a 6'4" southpaw with good reflexes, and that's all I need from him is for him to be victorious against this kind of style that KSI brings on.
Now, you're training, you know, a former heavyweight champion, one of the elite at the heavyweight division, and now you're training a YouTuber.
Yeah.
How is the approach to camp different with these two incredibly different types of ability?
Yeah, I just narrow it down to boxing is boxing. So I do my best as a head trainer with my knowledge just to implement it on, at this moment, it's FAZE Temper. So he's considered, no, not considered, he is a YouTube influencer boxer, but I only know how to teach from a high level, no matter who I'm teaching. So many people tell you that about me. I'll train you with the same humility that I'll train Deontay Wilder. That's what I'm doing with a FAZE. I mean, that's what I'm doing with Temper. And the thing is, I haven't even had a long time with them. So I'm just giving them the knowledge and putting them through the drills and putting them through the reps and just letting them know that a lot of his natural ability, and by him being a 6'4" southpaw alone, half the battle was won. All he had to do is stay focused, stay alert, stay focused and alert, and he could do what he wanted against this kind of style that KSI bring on.
You know, knowing the boxing game, it's not the titles necessarily that make a trainer desirable. It's not even the number of fighters he has. It's when a fighter says that's the guy that can fix whatever's wrong. Right. When that's how you know that a trainer is really establishing himself in the game and fighters are recognizing that he's got something special. Right. I think that's how you ended up standing here for this card right now. What is it that gives you the ability to look at a guy from the talent and the spotlight of a Deontay Wilder world champion level to a YouTuber who's like, I need some fundamentals. I need to be able to beat KSI in this main event.
What a good thing with Temper is that he has a good already sound base, fundamentally wise. He come from good teaching at the 10 Goose Boxing Gym with Wale, who also is a good young trainer. So really, there's not much really that I have to look for because he's coming from a good cloth of teaching. So in this particular case, it's almost like I'm training a 6'4" southpaw that's coming from a good fundamentally sound base with good teaching. All I have to do is make sure he implement his good habits and try my best to narrow down his bad habits. But he already came to me with everything in order. I've only been training the kid for the last 2 weeks. Jonathan Wale, 10 Goose Boxing, they was doing a great job with him, but it's my job now to take it on from here, and that's what I've been doing.
You know, after the Luis Ortiz fight with Deontay Wilder, I asked him, do you now feel like skills do pay the bills?
Yeah.
And he was strident. He was like, no, skills still don't pay the bills. I'm just knocking people out. Yeah. But I still believe that the fundamentals of boxing is the difference between being good and being great.
Right.
How much has your relationship with Deontay Wilder, his trust in you, been giving you the opportunity to instill in him a certain level of basic fundamentals from which he works now?
Yeah. The way Deontay have always knocked out people has always been from, you could say, a fundamental base. Now, when he gets them hurt, he will go into the wild maniac thing. That came from premature. But the Deontay I train now, everything is coming from a systemized base. Case in point, when I drew it up for Robert Helenius is good with fighters coming to him. He's not good when he have to come to fighters. So it wasn't even hard to convince Deontay. Actually, it was his kind of idea, or both of us together, that we was going to make Robert Helenius come to the bomb. He did exactly what we knew he was going to do, the way we drew it up, the way our film studied it. Deontay boxing IQ is extremely high. He don't even give himself the credit for it, as high as it is. But it really is, and that's what I zone in on, because you could say to some sort, that's what I'm great at, teaching fundamentally sound-based fighters.
I've interviewed you as a fighter, and in these recent years, I've interviewed you as a trainer.
Yes.
I feel like the passion and the focus in your expression of what you're doing as a trainer might be deeper even than it was as a fighter.
10 times. Yeah. Me personally, I wish I had, you could say, the kind of passion, the kind of know-how. I don't want to say know-how. I would say desire as a fighter as I have as a trainer. I eat, sleep, and everything with boxing more as a trainer than I did as a fighter. I take nothing for granted as a trainer as I did as a fighter. It's such a passion. It's different. And what's crazy is when I was originally coming to this game, my trainer, he was teaching me how to be a trainer while I was a 14-year-old kid and a fighter at the same time. So it's funny how life happens sometimes. I'm able to train the most dynamic fighter in the history of the sport and teach him and give him my knowledge, teach him my fundamentally based, and also make him aware of he's 10 times better as far as his boxing IQ than most people give him credit for.
You know, after the 3 Tyson Fury fights, any fighter would be questioning himself.
Yes.
Any fighter would have to look at himself in the mirror when he's alone and be like, is this really something I want to keep doing? Deontay Wilder, for a minute there, was saying, maybe not.
Yeah.
What changed his mind, and how much did your passion for being a trainer and bringing him back played a role in that?
Well, one, I speak nothing but positivity. I speak nothing but good energy. I put nothing but good energy around Deontay. We always have had a certain kind of bond anyway. He trusts me with his life. And more than anything, on this second half of his career, he's more people-driven than money-driven, than boxing world-driven. So Deontay, by him being people-driven, and the people give him a statue in his own state and city give him a statue, when he seen that statue, I knew I had him back and it was over. So I'm extremely proud of him right now. It took a real man to come back and from a discipline stance and the way he is in training right now and where he's willing to systemize the knockouts. It's incredible.
You know, last time we talked, it was contentious. We were having fun. The audience, you know, took it as like some kind of beef. Never was that. When you got his mental in preparation, what I was saying was like, you know, it seemed like he was coming from a more negative place before, anger and this kind of thing. And they say a calm fighter, a happy fighter is a better fighter.
Absolutely, especially Deontay Wilder. And you got to realize, when I'm telling my fighters things, we'll even use temper right now. Temper. You're a 6'4" southpaw. You have great reflexes. You come from good teaching. You have one of the best trainers in the world right now, myself, that is teaching you. All you have to do is make yourself disciplined, stick to a game plan, and even like I tell Deontay, make everything systemized and stay alert. And I believe he do these things, he can make life easy, simple for him come Saturday night.
And lastly, Deontay is looking at Andrew Ruiz. That's very possibly the next fight. Are we seeing maybe what could be the best chapter of Deontay Wilder's career moving forward? And just break down the matchup with Andy Ruiz for me if you could.
I believe that the second half of Deontay's career is his second half, like right now where we're at and moving on. I believe Andrew Ruiz is a tough fight for anybody in the world that lacks discipline. But I think anyone that has discipline, once again, that has a systemized game plan, can make easy work of Andrew Ruiz. Why do I say that? A second half career, Areola gave Andrew Ruiz trouble just because he stuck to a game plan. Anthony Joshua beat Andrew Ruiz easily when he stuck to a game plan. Deontay Wilder does nothing but believe in systemized game plans now. We're going to walk him right into the bomb.
That is a credit to you. I got to say, after our last interview, you have, in my book, become Trainer of the Year twice. You're killing it. Radio Rahim with Malik Scott, my Trainer of the Year.